by Pesek. Kelsey Tubner now back to serve. First serve straight across the net and out of bounds. Good decision by Mary Hammond to let that ball go. Pellin and Friggy back to serve. Debro Mariah Shervy in the back row now for Jessica Tubner. Bumps up to Kelsey Tubner, up to Janae Larson. Janae Larson bumps it safely over the net to Ashton Friggy. Dig out by Hagler. Shervy digs it out. Hagler up. And Larson across. Here comes Shervheim back to Hannah Alta with the set. To Larson. That was long, but fell. Friggy tipped that out of bounds. And served back to Friggy. Shervheim tips it over Larson. Set by Heiser to Hagler. Hagler with a nice spike, but Friggy digs it out. Hagler with the block on Hammond for the point. Good block by Sarah Hagler. And out second serve. Up to Shervheim. Shervheim. Mary Hammond with the tip, but she hit it twice. Goes out of side out. Alto again. Back to the back row. Pass it. Hagler now to Larson. Larson tips it over the double team. Hagler with a tip into the back row. Tip blocked by Hagler. Out to back to Friggy. Up to Shervheim, that's out of bounds, bumped out of bounds. Katie Amble's also back in the game. Back to Friggy. Friggy up to Shervheim. Shervheim. Dug out by Tubner. Tubner to Heister. Hagler with the kill. Ashton Friggy with the bump up to Hammond. Number 6 tips it over. Alta digs that out. Here comes Larson on the tip. Number 13 hits it over. And there's a spike attempt that hits the net for 4 hits. Serve back to Ashton Friggy, up to Shervheim. Shervheim over to and dug up by Larson. Larson Hagler. Hagler's blocked at the net. By Hammond. Side out for the Raiders.
Mary Shervheim shows for the Raiders.
Mary Shervheim with the serve. Back to Alto. Alto up to Hagler. Hagler is going to set up Allie Heiser. She gets the kill down the line. Good set by the normal hitter, Sarah Hagler. Allie Heiser sending it home. Hagler serve now. Back to the back row to Amble. Here Ashton Friggy. Heiser to Tubner. Tubner sends it down for the kill. Right in front of Shervheim. Good set by Allie Heiser to Jessica Tubner.
Sarah Hagler serving to the Bearcats.
Hagler with the ace. Right between Amble and Shervheim. Here comes Hagler serve again. Hagler again. This time just barely goes over the net, and we have another ace. Goes tipped by Hammond and then tipped again and finally hit the floor. Sarah Hagler serve this time goes long. And we have a substitution. Taylor Anderson's coming in for Andy Zinke. Anderson back to serve. Anderson serves to Alto. Alto up to Heiser. Heiser sets up Jessica Tubner. Jessica Tubner with a little tip down to, here comes Hammond. Ashton Kutcher with a tip of her own right in front of Hagler and Kelsey Tubner for the kill. Taylor Anderson again. Hagler. Hagler to Heisler. Tubner went to tip that over, but she got in the net. So Anderson keeps the serve at 14-7. Anderson serve this time back to Kelsey Tubner. Kelsey Tubner out to Heisler. Heisler over to Jessica Tubner. Jessica Tubner kills this time off the hands of Mary Hammond. And out of bounds. Gets that good kill by the Bearcats. Janae Larson now back to serve for the Bearcats. Larson, the back row, Shervine. Up to Pessick. And that's blocked by Tubner. Larson, back row, Shervine. Over to Amble. Amble over to Hammond, over to Hagler. Hagler to Heisler. Heisler to Kelsey Tubner. Kelsey Tubner tries to kill. That's dug up by number 7. And back across to Hannah Alto, back to Heisler. Heisler again, Tubner. And this time the kill is good. Just inside the out of bounds line on the far side. Anderson lets that one go overhead and falls in for an ace. And timeout again by the Raiders. Back to serve. Larson. Back to Amble. Amble up to 13. Pessick. Tipped by Friggy. Heisler sets up Tubner. There's a kill by number 13. Number 15, Pessick. Fallon Friggy back into the front row. And Hammond back to serve. Down to Alto. Alto bumps up here to Heisler. Heisler hits to, or tips, over tipped by Jessica Tubner. That's dug up by Friggy. Stepping back over across the net to Hagler. Hagler sets up Kelsey Tubner. Heisler sets up Kelsey Tubner for the kill. Allie Heisler back to serve. Heisler, long and out of bounds. That's 2 service areas by Allie Heisler. Ashton Friggy serve to Hagler. Hagler up to Hannah Alto. Hannah Alto over to Kelsey Tubner. Tubner with the kill. Right in between Amble and Anderson. And we have a substitution. Erica Kitch is in the game now. And Tubner with a service ace. Erica Kitch, a senior from Starkweather, joined us this year for the first time. Tubner. Anderson up to Friggy. Fallon Friggy tries to tip it, but into the net. Tubner. Nice serve to Hammond. Goes out of bounds. Off her arm and out of bounds. Tubner with the serve again. This time it goes to Anderson. Anderson up to Pessick. Fallon Friggy with a strong, but that's dug up by. That was dug by Tubner, set by Alto, and Kelsey Tubner just hits the line for a point. And good kill. So set point here. And Jessica Tubner serves into the net. So side out instead of set point. Maya Shervy into the game now for Jessica Tubner. Played the back row, libero. The serve, Heiser to Alto, Alto to Hagler. Hagler tips across the net, but Scherfheim was right there. Pesic sets up Fallon Friggy, and Fallon Friggy sends it home for the kill. Pesic back to serve now. To Heiser. Heiser to Schervy takes that one. Hager takes it, hits it over to Scherfheim. Scherfheim. She's bumps it to Pesic, and Pesic over to Fallon Friggy for the kill. Heiser up to Alto. Alto over to Hagler. Hagler tips it across, but that's fielded nicely by Pesic. Scherfheim just barely gets it over the net. Hagler dug that out, but it goes out of bounds. Pesic. Heiser to Alto. Alto over to Hagler. This time Hagler tries to slap it, but that's blocked. Hagler again with another try. This time it's tip and tip. Fallon Friggy with the tip. Hagler with the dig out of the net. Heisler back across over Ashton Friggy. Fallon Friggy again. This time her attempt was out of bounds. Freeze are ready. Allie Heisler will serve for the North Star Bearcats. In the second set, Heisler back to Anderson. Fallon Friggy bumps that over Harris. Sarah Hagler digs it up. Kelsey Tubner tipped by Fallon Friggy, and Ashton Friggy was dove for the dig but couldn't quite get there. Anderson up here to Hammond. She missed that one. That one she thought was going to hit the net. She tried to play it off the net, but it came in short. I say back to Anderson. Scherfheim from the back row. And that goes out. Very close call. I said Scherfheim. Scherfheim. Pesic. Friggy. Renee Larson tried to dig that up, but it went out of bounds. So Ashton Friggy now goes back to serve.
Ashton Friggy is serving for the Raiders.
Over to Heiser. Heiser to Alto. She couldn't quite get there. Friggy to Heiser. Heiser pass up to Alto. Alto to Tubner. Tubner sends it back to Anderson. She sends it off the backboard and out of bounds. This time to Hammond. Hammond up to Pesic to Scherfheim. That's tipped by Tubner. Set by Alto. Hagler. Scherfheim out of bounds. Strong kill by Sarah Hagler. Good set by Hannah Alto, and it goes off Scherfheim's arm and out of bounds. Tubner back to serve this time. I can't see her number. Oh. That was Hammond, and that fell a little short. Tubner, back to Friggy. Friggy up to, back to Friggy again. She tips it over to Larson. Larson. Here comes Kelsey Tubner. That's blocked by Fallon Friggy. Here's the set. Sarah Hagler. That's dug up nicely by Ashton Friggy. Friggy again. That's dug up by Larson. Fallon Friggy this time gets a little bit under the ball and goes out of bounds. Anderson bumps up to the net, hits the top of the net. Hagler went up and fell down on the Raiders side. So now it scores 8-2 with Tubner serving. Tubner back to Hammond. There's Hammond. Friggy tries to hit that over. That'll be 4 hits. 9-2. The serve is back to him. That's over the net to Hagler, and Hagler sends it home for a kill. Tubner to Hammond again. This time to Friggy. Fallon Friggy bumps it over to Tubner. Tubner to Hannah Alto. Hannah Alto sets up Kelsey Tubner. She tips it across the line over. And Schervheim couldn't quite get there. Went out of her hand, out of bounds. Tubner again to Hannah. Hammond. To Pesic. Schervheim. Kelsey Tubner, Alto, Tubner. And that goes off Anderson's hand and out of bounds. This time Hammond tries to field the serve and it goes out of bounds off her arms. Off the back line. This time a service ace right in front of him. Bearcats serving very well tonight, giving them a comfortable lead. Anderson this time, Schervheim all the way into the back row. Hammond tries to get over the net, but can't. Serve this time to Hammond. Hammond straight up over here. Friggy finally tips it over. Larson, Alto. Kelsey Tubner over to Anderson. And here comes Hammond with a possible kill. Nope. Dug out by Heiser. Larson. Kelsey Tubner up to Friggy. Here comes Friggy now. And she spikes alone. And the Raiders call another timeout. Hammond up to Pesic, and Pesic misses it out of bounds. Back to Hammond, up to Pesic. Pesic tips it across over to Larson. Larson to Alto. Alto sets up Hagler. Hagler slams it home for a beautiful kill. Anderson tried to dig that up, but went out of bounds. This time, Ashton Friggy's dig went out of bounds on the serve. Ball goes down. Hammond. Here comes Fallon Friggy, and that's blocked at the net by Hagler, but out of bounds. Will side out for the Raiders. And into the game will be Andy Zinke. Serve to Heiser to Alto. Alto sets up Hagler. Hagler with the kill attempt, dug nicely by Ashton Friggy. Friggy back to Friggy. Hannah Alto with the set to Kelsey Tubner. She puts it down to Hammond. Fallon Friggy tips it over. And that one isn't been able to be played by Alto. So Pesic on the serve. Back to Hagler. Hagler to Alto. She back sets over to Kelsey Tubner. Cross court to Pesic. And that one's tipped out of bounds. Erica Kitch back in the game for Janae Larson. Tubner served to Ashton Friggy. Up to Hammond. Ashton from the back row. Tips it down in front of Schervy. Dug out nicely. Here comes Kelsey Tubner. Back to Hammond. Fallon Friggy over to Kelsey. Hannah Alto set to Sarah Hagler. Ashton Friggy digs that up. Hammond. Schervheim. Schervy. Alto setting up Hagler. She tips it this time. Schervy digs that out. Fallon Friggy brings it across to Schervy. Hagler. Erica Kitch with a kill try. Here comes Zinke. Friggy with a nice set from Zinke. makes the kill. And Fallon Friggy goes back to serve. Allie Heiser to Kelsey Tudor. She sets up Erica Kitt. She bumps it over to Hammond. Hammond to Zinke. Zinke to Hammond. Comes Erica Kitt, tried to kill and went out of bounds. Sherby now up to Hannah Alta. Hannah Alta over to Sarah Hager. Sarah Hager with a kill attempt at Ashton Friggy. That's a tip by Hannah. Here comes Hager again from Alto. Long. Raiders seeing a little life here. Heiser to Alto. Alto back sets to Hager. Hager with a kill. Ashton Friggy tried to dig that up but went out of bounds. So number 17, Katie Amble comes into the game now for Fallon Friggy. As Hannah Alta goes back to serve. Zimble tries to kill, but out of bounds. That's tried to set Kimball. Zinke. Friggy. That's it. Hagler to Heisler and back to Hagler again. Blocked this time, but out of bounds by Hannah. And Alto back to Pesic. Shervy digs that up. Sarah Hagler to Erica Kitch. Erica Kitch hits into the net. Broke the plane of the net on the attempt. Mary Skurvheim is back to serve. Tudner to Sarah Hager. She tips it across over to Zinke. And Ashton Friggy flips it down for the kill. Skurvheim loops it over to Heisler. Heisler to Hager. Back to Heisler. Heisler tries to slam, but that's blocked at the net. Here comes Skurvheim. Set over to Ashton Kutcher, but that's stuffed at the net. We have a wet violation on Ashton Friggy.
Sarah Hayward serving for the Bearcats.
Hagler back to Amble. Ashton Friggy tried the hard slam, but went into the net for the second. So the Raiders get to serve. And Mary Hammond back. She serves to Larson. Larson up to Heisler. Heisler to Tubner. Tubner tips it across to Friggy. There's a tip by Hammond. Heisler. Tubner. Jessica Tubner digs it. Ashton Friggy to Alto. Heisler to Tubner. And this time, Kelsey Tubner gets the kill. And right between Anderson and Hammond. Heisler to Hammond. And Friggy bumps it over to Hagler. Hagler to Alto. Jessica Tubner up for the kill. Hard off Anderson. What's out? Goes off the ceiling. Back down. Fallon Friggy misplayed that and it hits the floor. Heisler to Anderson. To Hammond. She tries to set it up here. It goes over the net to Alto. Heisler sets up Tubner. She tries to tip it over Fallon Friggy. Puts it back on the floor. So a side out for the Raiders. Ashton Friggy back to serve. To Larson. Larson to Alto. Alto sets up Kelsey Tubner. Dug up nicely by number 3. Number 13 tips it over. Jessica Tubner tips it back. 13 sets up Fallon Friggy. Fallon Friggy for the kill. Fridgie serves to Heiser. Heiser to Alto. Alto sets up Kelsey Tubner. This time she tips it across. Schroheim gets that. She sends it back across the other way, and tip is good. Allie Heiser with the bump up to Alta. Alta goes to Tubner. Tubner tips it up to Fallon Frigid, but she hung in the air long enough, took it back and down. Ashton Frigid there. Alto sets up Jessica Tubner. This time she goes long and wide. Ashton back to Heiser. Heiser to Alto. That was kind of a miss hit there, and Tubner could not bump it over the net. And the Bearcats take a timeout as the Raiders go on a roll at 2-6. And Ashton Frigid back to serve again after the timeout. He serves over to Heiser. Heiser to Tubner. Tubner to Jessica Tubner, or Kelsey Tubner. She tips it over. Here comes Fallon Frigid. That's dug up by Larson. To Tubner, to Tubner. Because Hannah Alto sets up Jessica Tubner now. Frigid digs that. Tipped by Tubner. Dug by the other Tubner. This time Jessica Tubner knocks it off Schroheim's arm and out of bounds. First side out for the Bearcats. Jessica Tubner back to serve, hoping the serve will get him back into the game now. She serves it over to Hammond. Frigid tips down. Alta digs that out. Heiser sets up Kelsey Tubner. Kelsey Tubner sits it down. Here comes Ashton Frigid over to Heiser. Alto. Hegler puts it hard, but that's dug nicely by Ashton Frigid. Heiser sets up Hegler again. This time it's out of bounds. Raven Pesic back to serve. To Libro. Allie Heiser from the back row to Frigid. Frigid to Fallon. Frigid to Heiser. Heiser. Alto. Sets up Kelsey Tubner. She tries to tip it. That's blocked by Zinke. Hannah Alto tries this back set over to Hager. She tips it across to Frigid. Frigid over to Hannah. Fallon Frigid this time sends it down for the kill right in front of Mariah Shirley and Janae Larson. Pesic to Shirley. Shirley to Alto. But Hagler takes that, tips it across, and that's on the arm and out of bounds off Hannah. Off Pesic, excuse me.
Serving for the Bearcats, Kelsey Tubner.
Kelsey Tubner off Ashton Frigid's arm and out of bounds. For a service ace. Kelsey Tubner this time serves long. Service air. Side out for the Bearcats. Raiders, Fallon Frigid back to serve now for the Raiders. Frigid serve to Shervy is long. Shervy lets it go long. Into the game for Fallon Frigid is Kayambo.
Now, serving for the Bearcats.
Hannah Alto serve over to number 13, Pesek. Up to serve, Zinke tries dig by Kelsey Tubner. Here's a set by Allie Heiser to Sarah Hagler. She puts it down for the kill. Alto again. Pesek. Hammond with a nice try. Here goes Hagler. That's tipped by Hammond. And saved up by, and Friggy knocks it over the head. Here comes Heiser again to Hagler. Hagler this time sends down the kill hard, right in front of Fallon Friggy. Excuse me, Ashton Friggy. Alto does it. Pesek. Serve high. Over to Hammond, but she tries to spike it. It goes into the net. This time it just barely goes over and Zinke gets it. Dug by Shervy, set by Heiser. Tip over by Larson. Shervheim. Shervheim sends it over to Shervy. Shervy to Alto. Alto to Hagler. Hagler off Pesek's arm and out of bounds off the end line. So again, serving has brought the Bearcats back into the game. Alto serving again. Pesek. Shervheim. This time, Hammond sends it across for the kill. Shervheim back to serve. She serves it back to Kelsey Tubner. Up to Sarah Hagler. Sarah Hagler over to Allie Heiser. She tips it across over to Shervheim. Hammond tries to send it over. Here comes Hagler off the set by Heiser. And that's it for the kill. That's a good set and good kill by Heiser and Hagler. Hagler serve this time goes into the net. And Anderson's coming back into the game for Zinke to serve. Anderson's serve goes into the net. So now we're having service errors. Renee Larson. Larson gets across Curvheim. Curvheim up to Pesek. Pesek sets up Hammond. That's a double hit by Kelsey Tubner. Or a lift, excuse me. And Fallon Frigid comes back into the game for Katie Allen. So Hammond back to serve now. Hammond served to Larson. Larson to Heiser. Heiser sets up Jessica Tubner. Jessica Tubner over, dug by Hammond. Pesek to Ashton Kutcher. That's off Hagler's arms and out of bounds. Hammond to Hagler. Hagler up to Heiser. Heiser back sets Tubner. Tubner sends it in for the kill right in front of Hammond. Heiser. Back to Anderson. Up to Pesek. Ashton. Alto. Jessica Tubner. Scurvy, nice dig. Fallon Friggy tips it over. Sarah Hagler. Alto to Tubner. And this time we have a net violation by Fallon Friggy, trying to go up for the block. Short serve right in front of Anderson that time. There's a large gap between the front and the back rows, and there was a hole there that Allie Heiser found. This time her serve goes into the net. Ashton Friggy back to serve now for the Raiders. She's got a good serve, be careful. And serve to Heiser. Heiser out of bounds. Alto tries to dig that up, but goes up higher into the stands. There's Alto. Slides past the coaches. Fridgie this time sends the ball into the net for a side out. So close game at 16-16. Tubner, Fridgie. Scherfheim over to Heiser, to Alto. Sarah Hagler with the set, and that's a kill. Out. That was not a kill. She hit that, the line judge called that ball out. Back into the game is Inky for Anderson. Allie Heiser to Alto. Alto to Hagler. Hagler tries to tip it over to Scherfheim. Set by Pesic. Fallon Fridgie blocked by Hagler this time. And it falls in. Tubner to Fridgie. That goes into the stands for service ace. Kelsey Tubner again to Ashton Fridgie, this time to Scherfheim, and tipped over by Hammond. Hagler. Hagler, spike attempt is out. Just a little bit long. Kelsey Tubner gets this serve. Heiser sends it over to Larson. Larson tips it up to Hammond. Zinke back to Hammond. And this time the kill is good right in front of Mariah Sherby. So side out for Colin Fridgie. Serves to Sherby. Sherby up to Alto. Alto to Hagler. She just barely tips it across to Scherfheim. Pesic. Over to Hammond. Sherby to Alto. This time Sarah Hagler tries to send it home. Dug nicely by Ashton Fridgie. Sarah Hagler again with the try from Alto and out of bounds. Fridgie this time, Sherry up to Sarah Hagler. She sets up Larson. Larson sends it back to Fallon Fridgie. Pesic. Here comes Larson. This time is long off the set by Hagler. Bearcats take another timeout as the Raiders lead 21-8. To Mariah Sherby, but that she ducks under, and that's long. So Fridgie comes out. Katie Amble comes in. As Alto goes back to serve. Alto to Pesic. Scherfheim. Tipped over by Hammond and in front of Sherby.
Serving for the Raiders, Mary Scherfheim.
Scherfheim. Heisler. Sarah Hagler. Back to Heisler. She tips it to the back row. Here comes Pesic to Ashton Fridgie. Hagler. Hagler and Hammond went up at the net and come down on Hagler's side. Showing back to Alto. Alto to Hagler. Hagler sets up Heisler. She tips it across to, here comes Zinke, and it's tipped over by Fridgie. Sherby to Heisler. To Larson. Larson to the back row, and that's out of bounds. Ashton Fridgie tried for a nice save, but did not get it out of the stands. So Hagler back to Sherby. Ashton Fridgie back to Hagler. Hagler to Heisler. Heisler to Tubner. Tubner's going to try the kill. Goes off the net off Fridgie. Hammond back across to Hagler. Hagler to Heisler. Heisler back sets Tubner. This time we had a net violation on Ashton Fridgie. 21-23 now. Back to Amble. Amble to Zinke. Friggy tries to go up for the spike off Zinke's set, but falls to the floor, and we have a timeout by the Raiders. And we're back after the timeout with Hagler serving. Hagler to Amble, but it was long and out of bounds. Side out. So here will be a set point. Anderson comes in for Zinke to serve. Anderson to Alto. Alto bumps it up to Heiser. Heiser over to Tubner. Tubner tips it across. That's tipped again by Hammond. Hammond over. Here comes Friggy. And that's off Hagler's arms. Out of bounds for the set. At the fourth set with Ali Heiser serving. He serves over to Anderson. Anderson up to Pesky, and she gives it to Friggy. Friggy to Heiser. Heiser to Alto. Alto to Tubner. Back to Skurvheim. Anderson. Hammond tips that across to Heiser. Alto. Kelsey Tubner's blocked at the line by Fallon Friggy. It goes off Tubner's arm and out of bounds. Ashton Heiser. Heiser to Alto. Alto to Jessica Tubner. She sends it in for the kill right in front of Anderson. Tubner. Hammond hit that ball. Ashton Friggy tried to tell her it was out, but she went for it anyway. It went out of bounds. Tubner. This time to Anderson. To Ashton. To Fallon. Sends it over to Heiser. Alto sets up Hagler. Hagler to Ashton Friggy. Over to Anderson. Schervheim to Anderson. Alto. Hagler. Friggy. Hagler this time off Pesic's hand and out of bounds. Sarah Hagler changing direction on that kill. Tubner to Ashton. Over to Pesic. Way into the deep row to Tubner. Heiser tries to set up Kelsey Tubner. She tips across Skurvheim. Here comes Fallon Friggy. Janae Larson. Sarah Hagler. And blocked by Fallon Friggy. Kelsey Tubner blocked on the attempt by Friggy. Side out Raiders. Alto now to Hagler. Hagler sends it over to Ashton. Here comes Pesic to Fallon. She sends it in front of Shervy, and Shervy off her hands and out of bounds. Heiser tries to dig that up, but it goes out of bounds off her hand. So it's a service ace by Pesic. Again to Heiser. That time it's a catch. She served a little high. This time to Larson. Larson to Alto. Alto to Hagler. Hagler sends it across to Friggy. Ball hits the ceiling. And Hammond tries to send it over, but it goes out of bounds. Kelsey Tubner's back to serve for the Bearcats. She serves to Friggy. Friggy up to Zinke. She sets up Fallon Friggy off Shervy's arm for the kill. And Fallon Friggy serves into the net. This side out. Hamill into the game now. Pesic to Skurvheim. That's blocked by Hagler. Alto serve to Pesic, to Skurheim, over to Hammond, and she serves it, or she hits it into the net. Alto is in front of Friggy, but that was a beautiful dig. Bearcats were sleeping. They thought that it was not a dig. Ashton Friggy just barely got her hand underneath that ball, and they were able to play it over the net as North Star was already celebrating. And it's a side out. Skurheim. Over to Tubner. To Hagler. Hagler sets up Heisler. That's blocked. Tubner digs that up. Hagler tips this time long and into the corner for good.
Sarah Hagler, serving for the Bearcats.
Hammond. Ashton Friggy off Sarah Hagler's arms with the set by Hammond. Anderson back in the game for Zinke.
Taylor Anderson serving.
Anderson back to Alto. Alto to Heiser. Heiser sets up Jessica Tubner. She sends it across to Skurheim. To Pesic. Pesic to Ashton. That's dug up by Hagler. To Heisler. To Larson. She bumps it over to Anderson. Here comes, and that's blocked by Tubner. Pesic over to Hagler. To Heisler. To Jessica Tubner. Back row. And that's saved up and sent over by Skurheim. Here comes Heiser with the kill. And that goes off Skurheim's hand and out of bounds. So the Raiders had some nice digs over here. And Larson back to serve. It goes off the side of her hand and under the net. Fallon Friggy back in the game for Katie Amble. Anderson back to serve. Anderson serves to Larson. Larson to Heisler. Heisler over to Tubner. Tubner tips it over. Skurheim digs it up. Fallon Friggy to Ashton. Ashton, Larson, Heisler. Tubner tips it down this time. Nice diving try by Pesic, but it went out of bounds. To Anderson. To Fallon Friggy, and she sends it off Jessica Tubner's hands and beside Hannah Alter for the kill. So the score is tied at Friggy back to serve. Friggy to Heisler, to Alto, to Jessica Tubner. She sends it off. Fallon Friggy tried to block that, but it went off her hands and misdirected. Skurheim was not able to get there. Friggy to Pesic, to Skurheim, Heisler, Alto, Hagler, Friggy, Pesic. Friggy tips that over. Alto, Heisler sets up Kelsey Tubner. She tips it across Skurheim. Skurheim to Pesic. She goes to Fallon. And Jessica Tubner digs that up. Set by Alto to Kelsey Tubner, and that's long. Shervy back into the game now for Tubner. Pesic back to serve. Zinke back into the game for Anderson. Pesic served to Heisler to Alto. Alto sets up Hagler. Hagler blocked by Fallon Friggy. Hagler to Kelsey Tubner. That's almost blocked by Friggy, but it hits the ground for a kill for Kelsey Tubner. So now Kelsey Tubner back to serve on the side out. Back to Ashton Friggy. To Zinke. To Fallon. She kills it down, or tried, dug up by Tubner. Alto to Janae Larson. Janae Larson hits it out of bounds. Tie score is Fallon Friggy. Back to Mariah Sherwood, Hannah Alto. Sarah Hagler tips that across. It's almost dug out by Pesic. Alto to Pesic to Skurheim. Back over to Hammond. Sarah Hagler with the tip over Hammond. Back to Larson. Hammond. Here comes Hagler. That ball's out of bounds. No tip. Skurheim back to serve now. She served Kelsey Tubner to Sarah Hagler. Hagler to Heisler. She tips it to the back row to Amble. Amble to Pesic. Pesic to Ashton. And Ashton Friggy hits it out of bounds. So with the side out, Sarah Hagler's back to serve. And that serve is out. No. Overruled. Line judge was overruled. That was in. Hagler, Pesic, Zenke, out to Friggy, to Hagler, to Heiser. She sets up Jessica Tubner. That's blocked at the net by Hammond. Tubner, third hit over by Hagler, back to Amble, to Pesic. Pesic sets up Friggy, and Friggy kills it on the side of Hagler. Anderson's back in now again for Zenke to serve. Alto to Hagler. Hagler is bumped over by Jessica Tubner, and that lands in front of Skurheim. She tries to dig it up, but it goes into the net. Larson serves back to Amble. Amble over to Anderson. Anderson up to Hammond. She tips it over Kelsey Tubner. Heisler sets up Tubner. She's blocked by Hammond. That's a tip over. Kuchar, nice dig up. And Kuchar with the tip back to Alto. Heisler to Tubner. And that is sent way out of bounds for the side out. And Hammond serves long. We have another side out for Bearcats. So Ellie Heisler is now back to serve. Heisler's serve is deep to Skurheim. Anderson behind her. Ashton Friggy sends it over to Larson. Larson to Alto. Alto sets up Kelsey Tubner. She sends it down, but it's out of bounds. Short serve by Ashton Friggy for the ace. Friggy again, this time to Kelsey Tubner, to Alto, Alto to Tubner. Jessica Tubner tips it. Found Friggy, hits it, but out of bounds. Good try by Pesic to bring it back into play, but it didn't come back. The side out for the Bearcats, now Jessica Tubner back to serve. Tubner to Hammond, to Pesic. That was partially blocked by Hagler, and Alta couldn't dig that one out. Mary Skurheim with a nice kill. Back into the game with Zenke. Mariah Shervy's back in the back row for Jessica Tubner. Pesic with the serve to Heisler. To Alto. Alto sets up Hagler. Hagler. Service is out of bounds, but tipped. So there's a kill for Hagler. Pesic into that. Fallon Friggy punches across the net to Alto now. To Hagler. Hagler sends that down in front of Ashton Friggy. Kelsey Tubner to pass it to Zinke. Here comes Fallon Friggy with a kill attempt. Partially blocked. Alto gets the dig. Larson sends it across. Hagler with the kill across. On the block attempt. And we have a timeout. Lakota Raiders. Kelsey Tubner. Pesic. Zinke. Fallon Friggy tips it back to Heiser. Heiser to Alto. Alto. Hagler back to Friggy. Here comes Pesic with a tip. That's tried to get dig out. 3 people went down, but ball hits the floor. Side out for the Raiders. Friggy back to Shervy. To Alto. Alto sets up Hagler. This time back to Friggy. Hammond. Bergheim to Heisler. To Hagler. Larson off the hands of Zinke and out of bounds. Alto serves to Friggy. Friggy to Servheim. That's over the net to Heisler. Heisler tips it back over to Ham. Heisler now again to Hagler. She sends it hard off Pesic's hands and out of bounds. And we have another timeout by the Hannah Alto back to serve to Pesic. Pesic up to Servheim. Over to Hammond. She tips it down in front of Shervy, and Shervy can't come up with the dig. Servheim back to Shervy. Up to Hagler. Hagler to Heiser. Heiser goes to the back row to Amble. To Hammond. She sets up nicely to Ashton Friggy, and Friggy sends it down for the kill. Alto goes over the net. Alto's dig goes over the net, and Hammond sends it back for the kill. North Star now takes the timeout. Tips it to the back row. Amble to skirt it to Hammond. She gets it across to Shervy. Heiser back sets to Hagler. Hagler with the kill. And the set in front of Katie. So North Star comes out with a win tonight. 3-1.